This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Coming up, the news for July 25th, 2025. Real quick, I got to mention again, Tampa Bay Comic Con. It is coming up quick. It is going to be taking place August 1st through the 3rd. It's Friday through Sunday. We're going to be there, and I'll be part of the Disney Parks YouTube Super Panel on Saturday, August 2nd at 6 p.m. in Ballroom D. Also, former Imagineers Paul Osterhout and Jason Sorrell will lead two panel discussions on Saturday. The first panel will be at 2 p.m. It's called Designing for Superfans, the Secret Language of Immersive Worlds. The second panel will be at 7 p.m. and is called The Hero's Journey in Ride Form. Both panels will take place in Ballroom D. I can now announce also that I will be moderating Linda Larkin's Spotlight panel on Sunday, August 3rd at 11 a.m. in Ballroom A. Linda Larkin, of course, the voice of Jasmine in Disney's Aladdin. Our team will be there all 3 days on the exhibitor floor, and you can find us at booth 1016. You can stop by, say hello. We'll have new products from Carousel Products on sale. Also, we're going to have special giveaways. We've done 3 special collectibles. I can't tell you what they are yet. They have to be a surprise. But there's 1,000 of each, and the first 1,000 people that visit our booth each day, while supplies last, will get one. So make sure you don't miss out. On Saturday as well, both Paul and Jason will be hanging out in our booth and signing autographs. On Sunday, Paul will be there to sign posters of the Walt Disney World attractions he helped create, being New Tomorrowland and Muppet Vision 3D. You can get your tickets at TampaBayComicConvention.com. The folks at Comic Con have given us a discount code. Use WDWNT to save 15% on your tickets, and we'll see you there. Construction markers have popped up in the queue of the Haunted Mansion at the Magic Kingdom, possibly related to the nearby project to demolish the rivers of America for a new Cars-themed area. Specifically, the markers can be found at the end of the outdoor queue near the entrance to the mansion, lining the edge of the graveyard's woods. The markers are metal poles with orange toppers. They seem to be delineating a border. There's also some red spray paint on the ground and foliage connecting the markers. They run between some of the mansion's famous gravestones. Notably, Disney has previously confirmed that a new path will be carved through the park that lets guests go from the Haunted Mansion area to Frontierland's Cars expansion and beyond to Villains, and also back around that, for lack of a better term, the back of the park around to Big Thunder Mountain. For those that don't know, there are currently construction walls lining the left side of the queue all the way up the mansion. That's because they have to demolish the river and the island and then build a walkway on that side. And so that whole side of the mansion will never look the same again. Obviously, working in that closer proximity, there's some impact this is having on the mansion. It's possible these markers are indicative of changes coming to the queue to accommodate the new pathway and impending necessary queue changes at the Haunted Mansion. It's unknown at this time if the graveyard will need to be altered or removed for the construction. We assume Disney knows better that they can't get rid of the graveyard. It's worth noting we reached out to Walt Disney World for a comment on the visible work, but we did not hear back. The exterior queue of the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom includes interactive elements which were introduced in 2011. Guests weave around busts, tombstones, and crypts that make different sounds and effects. And at the front of the queue, a construction wall again runs along the railings that overlooked the rivers of America. And a couple things to talk about here. This is all very speculative, because we don't know anything. Disney hasn't said anything. Now, there's in usual internet fashion, several experts have weighed in to tell us that, oh, this is clickbait, this isn't anything, blah, 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 blah. And it very well might not be, but also those same experts said several different things. Someone said those orange things were the end of new rebar. Someone said those are markers for when you replace electrical or other wiring underground. And meanwhile, there was a tree 2 days ago that had a red ribbon tied around it. That tree is gone now, so they actively removed a tree. So there's a lot of conflicting reports and a lot of conflicting even facts about what is going on here. Look, the Haunted Mansion's extended queue as it exists today will not be there. What they've been using for the extended queue is what was the entrance and the queue and the dock for the Mike Fink keel boats, which used to exist and go around the river a very, very long time ago. Now, that cannot stay because you are bringing up the level of this area, the height of the adjacent area next to the mansion has to come up quite a few feet. In fact, I think like a story to a story and a half. Because that path next to cars has to be even with the path that's in front of Mansion today. Currently, the riverbed's down here, and so they have to do something to get the path up here. And when you do that and it butts up against the Mansion's current queue, there's going to need to be modifications. Now, when we had a conference call with Imagineering a couple months ago, they showed us a 3D walkthrough of the area, and that path was in fact level with, here's the Mansion queue, and it was level right up against that brick wall that runs the exterior of the Mansion's queue there. And again, I would expect that, you know, any of those things could be true. The rebar thing, the thing about electrical. What could also be true is that in order to accommodate the work adjacent, they're going to need to do some stuff back here. And the other thing is, if they're losing their extended queue, which the Mansion does use periodically, a new extended queue has to go somewhere. And so if you get rid of the Mike Fink keelboat dock in the interim during all this demolition, where do you put people? Where does the queue go? Where do you find additional queue space? Because there's nowhere else to go. There's, you know, just outside the Mansion's gates, there's the Memento Mori shop. There's then the, you know, the Tangled toilets are not far away. I guess they could run the queue that way, but then that crosses the exit, so you really can't. So my theory would be the queue, no matter what they're doing on the other side, the Haunted Mansion's queue is going to have to be expanded, and they're going to have to go straight back. That's where they have room. So that's my theory. Any of these things could be right. We don't know anything. We don't claim to know anything about this. We just see markers, a tree is missing, something's going on, and it seems, you know, the correlation between the start of work on Rivers of America and this work happening, it seems like too great of a coincidence. I know there are some people that are really dismissive who said, oh, they're just getting ready for the stuff they do for Halloween. And I'm like, that's not where the people go for Halloween. For Halloween, the characters typically, you know, the face characters that interact with guests are on the front lawn. If you're any self-respecting Disney fan, you know that the gravestones are not on the front lawn of the Haunted Mansion. So that's where that stuff goes. It is very unlikely that this is related to prep for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. There would likely be little impact or little need for so much demolition or even construction work in that area. But obviously, this is our biggest story today. It's worth talking about. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. If there's any other self-proclaimed construction experts, let us know below. And I'm not knocking everyone. I bet one of those people is right. But when you have several people saying something completely different and also saying they work in construction and they know what this is, someone has to be wrong. And so I'm curious who is at this point. Walt Disney Imagineering has filed a permit for the demolition of Aunt Polly's Dockside Diner at Tom Sawyer Island in the Magic Kingdom. The notice of commencement is for general construction at 4975C Caribbean Way. That is the address of Aunt Polly's. The former restaurant is expected to be torn down for the Cars expansion. I mean, yeah, it has to be, right? The permit contracts Phillips and Jordan Incorporated as a standard for construction permits. It expires in 1 year. But Aunt Polly's, her days are numbered. I mean, she's already closed forever. It doesn't matter. It's really the demolition of 2 vending machines at this point. The Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away Parade soundtrack is now available on streaming services. Disney previously announced the soundtrack would be available, but did not say a date. The soundtrack was already streaming in Japan earlier this week, but now it is available in the United States. The track listing has each song named simply after the theme of the float and approximately in order of the parade, although some of these are wrong. But it begins with Starlight Anthem, The Blue Fairy, then Peter Pan, Wish, Encanto, Frozen, The Royals, Coco, Moana, the finale, and the closing. And, you know, I know we gave a not so wonderful review of this parade. I do really love the soundtrack. The more I've listened to the soundtrack, I love it. So if you haven't watched our honest review of Disney Starlight, it's here on the channel. Or if you haven't watched the parade itself, it's here on the channel as well. Tomorrowland Launch Depot at Magic Kingdom has a new collection of TRON Lightcycle Run apparel. The new items include a button-up shirt for $64.99, which is calling my name. V-neck t-shirt, $34.99. A gradient t-shirt, $34.99. The pullover hoodie is $69.99, and the youth jersey is $49.99. The collection's release comes soon after the full trailer for TRON Ares, the next film in the TRON franchise. So TRON is alive and well. It's weird. I did not have on my bingo card in this lifetime that TRON would make a second comeback, but here we are. It has an attraction, a major attraction in an American theme park, and continues to get new merchandise and a new movie on the way. It's pretty wild. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to wwnt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. It's nice. We haven't had a live crowd in a while. It's nice to hear the free. Makes my Friday. A limited time soccer demonstration is being held at the Germany Pavilion in EPCOT for the next few weeks. This is odd. Kjell Strauss and Camille Mauser present a soccer show at the Pavilion's gazebo near the Snow White meet and greet. The players perform Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays and Sundays. At these times, it would be 12:40 p.m., 1:30, 2:35, 3:55, 5 o'clock, and 6:05. Showtimes are also listed in the My Disney Experience app under Entertainment at Germany Gazebo. The soccer demonstration will only be held through August 14th, and then starting on August 15th, the band Tanhas Johann will return for performances scheduled through September 23rd. The over 5-month refurbishment of the Italy Pavilion's tower at EPCOT is now complete, and all signs of construction are gone. The refurbishment project began in February with work walls, scaffolding, and scrim erected around the tower. Camouflage scrim was installed in March, and all the walls, scaffolding, and scrim, though, are now gone. When we checked on the tower earlier this month, there were still some walls and scrim at the base, but now that is all gone, so the refurbishment seems to be complete. Looks like the project involved basic maintenance like repainting and repairing. The interior of the tower is not accessible to guests, as you know. The structure is based on St. Mark's Campanile, the bell tower in St. Mark's Basilica in Venice, Italy. Walt Disney World is now testing a new type of signage to mark the end of the line for character meet and greets. We found the signage tested at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Cast members did not confirm whether the signs will be tested at the other parks as well, or if the test is only taking place at Animal Kingdom. The first new sign is being used near the former area of Chester and Hester's Dino-Rama in Dinoland, USA. Donald is currently meeting guests in the area while wearing his Donald's Dino Bash costume. The sign features art of the specific character that they are located next to in order to better help guests understand which line they are getting in. For example, the sign for Donald matches the green and yellow color scheme of his Dino Bash costume and includes Donald's head wearing the hat from said costume. A second version of the new signage was being used in Discovery Island, leading towards the meet and greet for Pocahontas. Nearby cast members confirmed that only a few of the new signs have been rolling out over the past few days. In addition to making each character's meet and greet line more distinctive, the cast members mentioned that having a picture of the specific character on each sign has been helping overcome language barriers while guiding guests to the right line. That was my first thought when I saw these, when I saw the reporters drop these in our work channel, was it's been a particularly strong summer for international travel at Walt Disney World and a particularly weak summer for domestic travel. And so I think the language barrier is of a greater concern this summer than it has been in other years. And I think they've encountered some issues that maybe in the past were not so apparent. This is great. Signage that speaks to guests of all backgrounds from wherever you're from is wonderful. And there is an art to this, I assure you, as being an American who's traveled to international parks where maybe some of the signage, you know, I will say at all the Disney parks, there's English signage, but I will tell you there's lots of stuff that's not, and sometimes you could see that Imagineers or the like have had the design signage that speaks to everybody in case you don't know. You know, the language that's on the sign, or even the 2 or 3 languages that are on the sign in some cases of places like Hong Kong. So it's nice to see Walt Disney World catching on to this, because I often feel like the American parks, more so than others, often assume you know English. I know in my lifetime we've seen a lot more Spanish, but that's the cultural thing here in America that applies to us specifically. But for sure, anything beyond those 2 languages, definitely a challenge visiting Walt Disney World. And so signage that doesn't even use words, just shows you what the character is, it's going to work. In the lobby of Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, new wallpaper continues to be revealed, and crew members have poured concrete at the new bar's foundation. Both sides of the entryway attached to the monorail station are currently open now. Work isn't complete inside, however. Half of the entryway has received the resort's new wallpaper. The other half still has the beige striped wallpaper. The ceiling has also been partially repainted. Various spots around the second floor that were previously blocked off have been revealed. This includes outside the monorail station, the M. Mouse Mercantile Gift Shop, and Basin White. These walls all have new wallpaper replacing the stripes. It's off-white with a subtle floral pattern. The columns along the walls also seem to have been repainted white. The PhotoPass area next to M. Mouse Mercantile is still blocked by curtains. It looks like this space is also getting new wallpaper and fresh paint. The staircase closest to Citricos and Victoria and Albert's has been closed for the past few weeks. Our reporter didn't venture close enough to the curtains, and I don't blame them. You don't want to end up accidentally in a construction zone. I was there the other night, and I didn't touch the curtains, but I went as close as I could to peek around, because that staircase is not used by a lot of guests, but when I was young, probably not the best idea, but we used to play on that staircase a bit. And on that staircase were two very interesting pieces of art. And they would be a bunny rabbit and a monkey posed on a wicker chair. They're super odd, and I love them, and they're gone now. They've been removed. I assume they're not coming back. If anyone knows the whereabouts of the monkey and the bunny art, please let me know. I would love to give them a good home. They're very meaningful to my childhood. Disney, if you're putting them back, that's great. But otherwise, if anyone knows the whereabouts of the monkey and the rabbit, please contact me at tom@wwnt.com. Moving on to the rest of the construction update. Now there are also curtains across the hallway leading to the two restaurants. Citricos and Victoria and Albert's are still open for dinner while crews refurbish their hallway. Looking around the curtains, we could see plastic taped over a wall outside the restrooms. These restrooms were also previously closed for refurbishment. The concrete foundation has been poured for the lobby's brand new birdcage-inspired bar. The bar replaces the real giant birdcage that sat in the lobby from when the hotel opened. Crews have been working on the foundation for the past few weeks, installing pipes and supports in the dirt, making sure that water's running through to a bar. That's pretty important. The dirt patch is now filled in with concrete, replacing the dais that the birdcage used to sit on. Some of the plastic wrapped around the nearby columns has also been removed, revealing their side panels are gone and pipes running into them. A long tube snaked across one side of the concrete foundation. There are several short pipes and supports sticking out of the edge. And the carpet is looking worse for wear, but of course that's because it's set to be replaced anyway. At the back of the bar's construction site, one of the ladders sticks into a hole in the ceiling. At the old check-in area, previously exposed metal framing around the windows has been covered with new paneling. While the check-in area is closed, guests can check in with cast member station in the center of the lobby. Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs has updated its menu once again, adding a new Nashville Hot Mozzarella Stick. Naturally, we had to try it. The new Nashville Hot Mozzarella Stick was added to the menu alongside the recently added deep-fried banana, which we also tried. The standard mozzarella stick covered in Nashville hot seasoning costs $15.50. It's served with ranch dressing and a bag of chips. You can check out the review on our website. This program is brought to you by Unlocked Magic. You can get your Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando tickets for the lowest price available. With our friends at Unlocked Magic, you can get tickets to both Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Disney Jollywood Nights at 10% off. Unlocked Magic, powered by our friends at Be Our Guest Vacations and DVC Rental Store, has been offering, again, Walt Disney World guests the best prices on park tickets. These tickets are available now, but don't delay. They will sell out fast. If you'd like to attend either or both of the holiday parties, do yourself a favor and save money with our friends at Unlocked Magic by visiting unlockedmagic.com/WDWNT. The Disney Store has released a new merchandise collection inspired by the very beginning of the Disney shopping destination back in 1987. There is a Mickey Mouse Disney Store established 1987 mini canvas tote for $39.99, a Mickey Mouse Disney Store large canvas tote for $64.99, a Disney Store rugby sweatshirt for adults for $59.99. The cool thing about this is, kids, for my young viewers out there, this looks like what the cast costume looked like at the Disney Store when I was a kid. Walt Disney Imagineering has shared a first look at the bronze character statues that will inhabit the gazebo garden along Adventure Way in Disney Adventure World. Next year, the current Walt Disney Studios Paris park will become Disney Adventure World. In addition to the World of Frozen Land, a new restaurant, a new Tangled ride, a new nighttime show, and more, the park will connect the existing portion of itself to the new areas via a walkway called Adventure Way. Along that path, guests will find the Garden Gazebo. In this area, there will be statues of Disney friends from England. Revealed today, we have our first look at those physical statues from Peter Pan, high atop a column. We have Pongo and some of the 101 Dalmatians puppies at the park bench. And another bench features Winnie the Pooh gleefully sitting, staring at guests. Very cute. Again, Gazebo Garden and Adventure Way will both open sometime in 2026 at Disneyland Paris. No date has been announced just yet. We assume next summer. That's the word on the street. The Tokyo Disney Resort drone show Magic in the Air will once again tour firework festivals across Japan. The Fantasy Springs-inspired drone show toured festivals last summer. It's a 15-minute show with about 1,500 drones, which create images of Disney characters and iconography in the sky. So far, Tokyo Disney Resort has announced 2 tour stops. The 109th Ashikaga Fireworks Festival in Ashikaga City, the Tochigi Prefecture is where that's located, will be Saturday, August 2nd at around 7:15 p.m. The 32nd Akagawa Fireworks Festival in Shiroka City in Yamagata Prefecture will happen on Saturday, August 16th at around 7 p.m. Other participating fireworks festivals will be announced later. The drone show, it does not perform at the Tokyo Disney Resort itself. It's worth mentioning. Shanghai Disney Resort announced that a new housing community for cast members is under construction. The multifunctional residential community is the first development project in the south parcel of Shanghai International Resort. Construction began last year and is currently on schedule. Shanghai Disney Resort did not announce an opening timeframe, though. As part of the resort's long-term commitment to providing quality care and benefits to cast members, the new community is expected to provide convenient, high-quality, and affordable accommodation options to support its frontline cast members and interns who create the memorable Disney magic experienced by guests at Shanghai Disney Resort. According to the press release, the community will include 8 high-rise residential buildings with distinctly designed high-quality living spaces and supporting facilities like a sports center, food and beverage services, recreational spaces, and outdoor landscaping and leisure areas. The development will encompass approximately 50,000 square meters and a total construction area of approximately 164,000 square meters. Once completed, Shanghai Disney Resort will become the main tenant of the community. The project is still in early development, and Shanghai Disney Resort will share more progress in the future. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. You can get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. Real quick, I also want to mention Carousel of Products at carouselofproducts.com. We're still taking pre-orders for our intergalactic lounge singer friend over here. Now shipping in August thanks to, tariffs and things like that. But either way. He's coming soon. We also have other great products, including our button-up shirts. We are in very low supply of both our Spaceship Earth and our Space Mountain 50th Anniversary button-up shirts. So if you want those, I would hurry up and get them. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.